Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC. I'm down at Digger's Dungeon. We're out on some of the BKT tires, and we've got a couple of trucks. And their owner, builder, James, is going to talk to us a little bit about them here. And so we've actually got him here. He's with Parma.
What's going on, guys?
And he's going to tell us about his trucks, racing in general. Tell us that first. Before we look at your trucks, tell us what got you into racing RC monster trucks.
Actually, with my dad. He was always a mechanic, and then I like taking stuff apart, putting stuff together. It was kind of addicting in a way. I got my first RC toy grade truck when I was like maybe 7, 8 years old, and I wanted to get more into it, but you know, gotta work hard to get what you want. So, but a lot, when I turned 16, that's when I started getting more into it, more in depth with it. And then when I turned 18, I got my first actual hobby grade RC truck, which was a Mini T from Losi. And then I went to a monster truck show, saw the guys down there doing their little thing, wound up upgrading to what those guys are doing, went to Monster Jam again, started actually doing RC demos, and that's how I got with Parma. And they've been with me ever since for the past almost 10 plus years.
Cool. You see, you're wearing an Overkill Evolution shirt. This truck right here.
Yes.
Overkill Evolution. Tell us about what's going on here.
A funny story. I got tired of breaking up my RC trucks at Monster Jam doing RC demos, and I actually contacted a buddy of mine, well, now a buddy of mine, Ron Aegis, and he was like, hey, if you're interested, come on, help us out at the shows, do some track crew. And I did some networking, did that for a couple of years. Vaughters had all 4 of his trucks there, met up with Jimmy Tracy, and it just went on from there, started crewing with him, got with the Vaughters family. And if it wasn't for Mikey Vaughters Sr., and Marty Garza for allowing me to represent the Overkill team in the RC world, I mean, it's actually a big honor. It's, you know, kind of like winning the lottery, really, because every event that I go to, I represent them. You know, I got to live up to the Overkill name. We won, you know, the team won Young Gun Shootout. We won Freestyle. So it's now I have to lead up to that name to actually in the RC world now. I mean, the truck actually went under a lot of different changes with suspension, with transmission, tires. Like, I had to test and tune different things, and then it came to what it is today, Overkill Evolution. I mean, it's always about changing something, and that's what's part of the name, Evolution.
All right, so this is Overkill Evolution with the body off, and that's not what I was expecting, the chassis. What do you got here?
It's actually the KK2 prototype number 3. There's a lot of the other KK2 production models out here, but this is actually pretty special to me because actually the guy that designed this chassis, I asked him, hey, can I buy it? How much? And I bought it from him. It was prototype number 3. We thought it was going to have some issues, but it didn't. It actually worked pretty well out these past couple years. Got some dings, some battle scars. Still got some grud on it from yesterday from qualifying, but that's how you know you gotta run. You gotta run and bring it hard. And then when I take it home the next week, gotta do it again for the No Limits Maryland guys. So it's a constant grind with this truck.
That's super cool. These BKTs, now this is a kind of a funny story because James reached out to me about doing these big BKTs, and so if you've seen them on my Instagram or anywhere, this was his idea, doing these with the vinyl like this. So
a buddy of mine was supposed to do them for me. His uncle had passed away, so I completely understand why he couldn't do them for me. And I contacted you, and you said you could do them. We met up down here at Diggers, and the other night, put them right on, sent you a picture through Facebook, and now here they are, you know. It looks really good.
All right, so what's this other truck you got over here?
Jinxer is a special truck to me. We recently lost a baby cousin of ours to leukemia. Is a sore subject, but today this is in honor of him. It's really a special truck. I mean, we took him to his first monster truck show, and he loved it. Yesterday, Everybody's crying today.
Lots of touching stories, that's why.
Yeah. Took him to his first monster truck show. He loved it. His favorite truck was Monster Mutt. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that body for him. But I had this laying around, had the decal that I put on here. Well, I didn't put it, it was a paint mask. I painted everything on his body. And it was originally my name, but I dedicated it to him. 6 years old. So yesterday, this truck actually did pretty good in qualifying. So he felt like he was there with me. The truck been worked on for the past 6 months since I got it. Just trying to figure out how I was going to run it, and I'm going to run hard. Run both trucks hard. So it's a lot of the parts that's on it is from our Ace Design, his sway bar kit, his short wheelbase. His headers for looks. I mean, it's basically kind of bone stock, but not bone stock. The transmission has SSD gears. It has a 4600 kV motor. Sidewinder. Yep, Castle Sidewinder.
What's the ESC?
Yep. And we are running, the rims that we're running on it are actually 3D printed from James Zimmerman. He did these for me, I want to say about 3 years ago for Overkill. But I put the Pro Line rims on Overkill and put these rims and tires on Jinxer. What we're going to do with this body this weekend, we already got it signed by Dennis. We're going to ask everyone to sign it, and we're going to give it to his dad to put next to his urn. So it's, I mean, I already signed it, and Dennis signed it. So, and we're going to run it hard. We're going to run it real hard. I got another 2 months before I got a race, so might as well go all out. I mean, the truck, it's practically brand new, just signing the track yesterday. So it's a good working truck. I recommend anyone to get the SMT10. It's a good base model to get into solid axle monster trucks. So
how's it handle compared to the KK2?
Yesterday we had a rear locker in the KK2. It's a new truck. I don't want to say I learned from this truck and then put it in this truck, but you learn for both trucks to try to make them identical to your driving style. KK2 was running a rear locker, now it is an open diff, so they're both equal in power. The Overkill is actually running a 2-pole 4600 Castle SV2 system, and Jinxer is running a SV3 4-pole, so they're equal out in power, just one has a little bit more torque than the other. So it's a little bit...
But the handling feels the same?
When I tested it at the resort yesterday, the handling felt a lot better than what it did before. Yesterday, when I ran Overkill, it was sloppy in the turns. It was like it wanted to spin out. When I ran Jinxer, it was on point. If I pointed run direction, it would go. So,
that was because the rear was locked in the one?
Yeah. Rear lockers really, they're good for freestyle, but not good for racing, depending on what your surface is on. I've been told that you could try a limited slip by using Tamai dip putty or some type of putty to make it a semi-locker, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them all open because it seems like that's the best way to leave them. I mean, both trucks are equal in power, maybe by a little bit with Jinxer, probably has a little bit more power, but I have to say they're both good trucks. Both axial based, other than the chassis wise. Both equal power, both different. Well, one is longer than the other. I mean, that's mainly about it for Overkill and Jinxer. But, you know, when I got in this hobby, I went from running Revos and LSTs to running solid axle because I always like the look of what the actual drivers of the trucks are running. So I wanted to try to do a scale hybrid racer look where it looks scale, but it's a racer. A lot of people say, oh, that's cool. But, you know, you kind of got to give a little bit in each department because you might have parts falling off. But they turned out really good. The thing about Overkill, everybody says if my sway bar is anodized, I took a Sharpie pen. I took a Sharpie pen for my wife, and I sprayed hairspray to keep the Sharpie pen paint on it, and it held up pretty good. A lot of people, you know, ask me, man, your truck looked good. Your truck looked good. You know, every time I send a picture to Marty or Mikey or anybody in the crew, they say, man, you keep that truck looking good. I say, I keep it looking good. It might look good in pictures, but it's a little dirty in person. So, but they're both good trucks. Anybody that's interested in getting a solid axle, I recommend the SMT10. Or if you already have a solid axle and you want to try something else new, I would get the SMT10. That's what I prefer to anyone. So.
Well, cool. James, thanks for sharing your trucks and sharing your story about your cousin. 6 years is way too young, man. But very cool that you're honoring him with this truck and this build, and you're going to take it all out for him, man. So thank you.
Going to show what I can do, because I feel different this year. A couple of past years I've been coming here, driving wasn't all there. I was more focused on just seeing everybody, but this year I'm on a mission. So, like Tom Mintz, I'm on a mission.
Well, guys, thanks for checking out this truck with us. We thank you as always for tuning in and encourage you to get out there, have fun RCing, and we'll catch you next time here at CCxRC.com. Thanks.